Sedona, and we're going to go to Florida, we're going to go to Australia, and we're going to Europe. Woo! Woo! All right. He hasn't lost his mind. He doesn't remember when he fully had it. No. Having a good time. Well, hello, Becca. Becca's on a roll. I saw those texts. It's just been a little crazy. Alive and kicking. Thrive and kicking. Kicking. Punching. Incinerating. Are you feeling the energy of your furies, my family? Okay? Oh, it's my jam! Going in the morning, whoa. So, got some powerful dragons coming in. You can't even really call them dragons, right? So, the eggs. There's eggs. There's eggs all over the galaxy. And some of them are yours, my family. Many of them are yours. So these, how about, like, what are we even talking about? That dream time last night. Like, come on, guys. Are you paying attention? You're writing it down. They might be showing you new cars, new vehicles, new ways of thinking. You might be being gifted things, inheriting things. It's coming through in many different ways, but I'm seeing themes when I speak to you, my family, when I talk to you. I know that everybody's dream time was pretty lit, unless if you just didn't remember it yesterday. Catherine's like, I can't hear the music. Love you, Catherine. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. We got Tony. We got Alyssa. We got Anne. Freya, the goddess. Bomi? Nani? Genie! Source Jedi. Willow Pillow. Veronique. That's Joanne. Joanne's here. She's hiding under a different name. Sybil! Yeah, I see you, Freya. Gone in the morning, whoa. So, I'm going to talk about a couple words real quick, but I need to really make sure that I've driven home this point that I'm not saying this to toot my horn. Here's what happens. You ever stand at the edge of the beach and, like, you know, you're in the water, but you're not deep in the water, but you're deep enough in the water that when you stand there and the water keeps coming in and going out, you feel yourself slightly sinking. Okay? So it's not about that sinking. It's about that pull. When you feel the pull on your feet. Okay? Sorry, this is making me burp. Spirits want me to say this. I can feel that pull, family. Okay? Some people can see waves coming. I can feel the waves building. And the wave that I'm feeling building, I'm going to go into greater detail of this in the extended portion of the Patreon reading. Galactic Tarot is the patron, obviously. These dragons, these aspects of yourself, they're done. I'm hearing from numerous people, I'm done. And can you recognize this in your own life from last week? Can you recognize when your dragon kind of took over the suit? What is it that you're done with, my family? Okay? If there's nothing you're done with, then there's probably more work or more clearing to do. But what's been coming through in the cards, what we've been seeing coming, what the Four of Swords was representing, this tomb being open, is not something returning to us. We've made it further in our ascension process than certain forces thought we would make it. And at this point, we are in alignment with versions of ourselves that we've never been integrated with. We've never had the levels of power that we have now, my family. And a lot of times people are contacting me. They're like, is this in duality? Is this right? Is this yada, yada, yada? As of last year on November 19th, hence why Sedona Starseed Summit is going to be on November 19th as a celebration. These certain protocols were pulled out. So when something negative or when something dark or something you don't prefer to see is going on, we used to have to watch. You don't have to watch anymore, my family. You no longer have to watch. You can do. You can do. Do we do with love? Of course we do with love. But if something needs to be cleared, if something needs to be spoken, if boundaries need to be pressed and or addressed, then this is your duty as the galactic dragon that you are, as the seraphim that you are, as the ascended elven, Lyran, epic, Andromedan, Arcturian, Syrian family that is watching now. I love you all so much. So we can see these things. We can see and we can feel. We can see the people that are still possessed by whatever it is. Whatever it is. Let's not be a speciesist, whatever the word would be. I have love and compassion for all of these things because we have to, because it's all us. When something's bothering us, it's because something's triggering us that we wish we had, or something's triggering us that we wish we didn't have. So with all the processing that's been going on, which some of it's been very, 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 very good. Like I'm actually getting messages from people and they're saying, how are you doing that? How are you doing that? And that's awesome, because when somebody asks us, when somebody says, how are you doing this? You basically have the open doorway to get around any sort of attachments that they have, anything that's hooked into their hip, anything that's hooked into their shoulder, anything that's hooked into their body, even their shoulder blades. I'm having moments with having to, and I'm hearing other people, other Starseed family members deal with this, actually having to shake light forces off of me. And some of you might hear like, oh, that's dark, that's this, that's that. That's okay. You can tune out and my family will stay here. Sometimes there's certain forces that are not wanting us to do and say certain things that we need to say. We can feel the urge, and the urge it's a vibration, and that vibration is not something that we can look away from. So whether or not we're being tested as we used to be from the shadow side or being tested from the light side, these are one and the same, my family. You cannot have one side of the coin without having the other side of the coin. And this is something that I think it's the Cherokee. The Cherokee, there was an old saying or proverb, whatever you'd call it, that's like, you can't starve either wolf. Like the white wolf and the black wolf both need to be fed and they both need to be addressed. And the more I look at this, we have this word night and we have this word negativity and we have this word shadow. And some people out there might be confused as to what that is. These levels of magic and what's going on there, it's like saying inside of an atom, the negative ions, to have something just because it says it's negative does not mean it's negative. These are functionalities that are necessary to the flow of the universe. And these are necessary cogwheels that nothing works without these functions. Who knows if light can even travel without shadow? And who knows how you can see these spheres. We see these spheres loaded up with smiley faces, okay? Like some of you, you have your cameras, you have your pictures, and some jagaloon always comes along and tells you, that's dust. That's dust. That's just a piece of dust. Yeah, a piece of dust has 6 faces that are all smiling in it. They just happen to all be smiling faces. Oh, that's my new jam. Oh my God. Barrington Levy, 42 years of creating music. My patrons know. Yeah, by the way, you guys, even if you're not a patron, you can go to the Patreon page and I share music. And I do things there for free, just so you know. You can see some of the stuff. Any hooskies. So how does this sphere, okay? How does this sphere hold itself together? When we see these spheres in a picture, why do we not see the light? What's holding the light together? This is what Spirit was asking me years ago. And this is what's coming through now, which I'm definitely not talking about here. It'll just, the blacklist will get darker, I guess. But yeah, I'll be talking about this and actually how some of these magics work over on Patreon in just a few minutes. I'm going to get into the cards. I want to talk about these words also. Responsibility, our ability to respond. Response, ability. It's right in the word there, my family. So this word responsibility that has to do with us being grown, being mature, and all these things, it's really about us being told about our ability to respond. And it's like, who's judging, or who's the judge, jury, and executioner on how we should be responding, when the way that we should be responding is with love. The way that we should be responding is with the ability to tell our family, whoever it is, hey, I'm doing this, okay? And when I say I'm doing this, I expect to see this. And if I don't see this, this is what I'm going to be doing. And if you don't like that, you are allowed to leave my field. But this is, like I was saying, you guys, and this is what I've been saying, whether it's with our boundaries, whether it's with our love, or whether it's with our forgiveness, we're not being allowed to carry these bags anymore. We're not being allowed to be crushed by other people's shit anymore. And I know that many of you see this, and some of you I see are struggling with this, and you shouldn't be, my family. You shouldn't be. There's a loving way, and there's a loving way to respond, and there's a loving way to tell people, you did this. This was wrong to me. Okay, maybe it wasn't wrong, but you have to be able to say, when this happened, it made me sad. When this happened, it made me angry, and then it made me sad. We have to be able to work our way through this level of vulnerability instead of bottling. It can't be bottled anymore. I don't know what will happen. I don't want to even put something out that all of you powerful wizards and wizardettes create and empower, because it's not about that. But what I know is, the more I'm ascending through life, mentally, physically, spiritually, and with my soul, the more I'm moving forward and moving upward, and as more as I continue to do this work, responsibility, the ability to respond, is being asked of me as the wizard, as the ascended, as the starseed, as the ascended being that I know you are if you're watching this message. So another one I wanted to share, I don't know if you're here, Diana, I love it, sentence. I'm always talking about how the words are pressed together, and this is a sentence. But she was like, I'm sure you saw this one, but I didn't, Diana, Ohio, you know who I'm talking to. Sentence also means to be, to be given a sentence. So the fact that there's this word that goes these two directions, because the other day I was talking about decent and descent, the same word spelled the same way, but having this different pronunciation, and one of them meaning to be good and one of them meaning to fall. Queen made it, everybody. But this word sentence, to actually be given a sentence, to actually be given this ruling from somebody else who thinks they're superior. This is for me very much so connected to these sentences that some of us don't realize the spell that we're casting. These words are spells, and I see clearly in other people's lives and my own, when I find a word that I no longer want to say that word, and I stop saying that word, the reality improves. And this is not some sort of placebo effect. Because I see that for some people, you ever have that friend and they say something really funny? They say something you love, but you point it out to them. And once you've pointed it out to them, they never do it one more time again in your life. Do you know what I'm sure some of you know what I'm speaking of. You say like, oh, you do this thing, it's so cute, or I love it, or it's so funny when you do this thing. And then once you've pointed it out to them, I don't know if it's their ego, their brain, or what it is. They're not allowed to ever do that. They don't allow themselves to do that thing anymore, even though you told them it brings light and joy to your day. Like, it's not like you were like, ha, 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 it's ridiculous when you do that. Like, sometimes I'm literally just like, oh my God, when you do this, I love this. And this taught me to do that too. And then I'll notice that never happens again. And to the point where, like me, I'm open enough. I go to the person, I go, I pointed this out to you, now you don't say it anymore. And like, they always blank slate when you do that. They're always just like, oh, you want to go get a bagel? Oh, get a boggle. We'll get a boggle. Yeah, I'm boggled right now. All right, so we're gonna get into the cards. Groot! Oh shoot, there's Groot. Okay, so let's pop up the other camera. We're gonna see what's going on. This Zeke. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right. Let's do this. Thank you for being here, everybody. Show us the games. Dance. Sing, play the drum at the same time. Ronnie, this is your final warning. I'm kidding. It's not your final warning. Are gains transferable? I don't know. Are gains fittable in this half camera? No, they're not. Good job. Now we lost 4 people because you did this, Veronique. You did this. He's not a monkey, Catherine says. Hey, next time you put out your hand for something, maybe you should have something in it, you know? Just saying. I'm sorry, I can't. Woo! Weekly quantum reading. Oh, God. Oh, get real. Oh, yes. Slay Sartre. It's been about a year since you've been in here. Welcome back. What does Spirit want us to know? So there's 2 cards with dragons on them if they happen to come up. But this was happening with the readings that were going on this week when somebody, and I could feel somebody's dragon and communicating with me. They said, point out these cards and see if they come up. I don't necessarily think they're going to come up right now. It might come up on Patreon, but say it. Don't spray it. Oh. 1. Skadoosh. Oh. Ooh. Oh my God. Like a Capri Sun. Okay. Oh my God. All right. This is what I was just talking about. Here we go. All right. So we look at the past, we look at the present, we look at the future, because this is happening Sunday, Monday, and halfway through Tuesday. But this is also showing us an example of what took place in the past. Okay. Because when we drop a 3-card reading, it says past, present, future. And it's not always a past, present, future, but this time it's a double whammy. So this is showing Sunday, Monday, halfway through Tuesday. But this is also showing the death of the old. And this is another conversation I'm having to have with people is, like I mentioned it during Gemini, during the monthly reading. But to everybody, I'm seeing some people attempt to think like, oh, everything's back to normal. Like whatever it is with the the crown of thorns. Like let's not even say the C word here on the channel. I see people saying like, oh, and they're not even saying it out loud. They're saying it in their minds, but I'm reading their minds like, wait, no, get that out of there. Get that out of there. We can't. You can't go back. Has somebody told you? Like, spoiler alert, you can't go back to your old version. That version's gone. Your 2019 version is gone for the better. Okay, so whether or not you're looking at your reality as it's better, the Ovid, Becca, the Jabberwockies. Okay, I don't want to say it's low vibratory, just BS. I don't even want to say it. But the old version's gone. The old version's gone. You can't go back to the old version. If you try to go back to the old version, once again, I don't know what would happen, because when I speak, when Alexander speaks, he speaks from reference of what's taking place in his own reality, because I see things going on in my reality, and I see them going on in all these other people's realities of the people that do sessions with me. So as I see that taking place, all I can do is let you know what's going on in my point of view. And in my point of view, I see a lot of people, and I'm getting signs through numerology and on license plates or whatever it is, where people think they're back to their old version and they're not. And I don't know what's going to happen when you're trying to bring something back to life it's supposed to be gone. It's gone for the better. This was not a physical death. This, even though we see the death card in the physical location, this was a death of the self. This was a spiritual death. This was an energetic death. And we see that when, look at that. I mean, you see literally the cup flowing over. So we see the spiritual, like having this possibility because of this. So to me, this pretty much seems like it's talking about what I was saying earlier. Okay. So I have to see if in the extended portion, this has the dragons over here or over here, because I love this. This ends, the week ends very, very awesome. But then right here, we have this combination of the old, of the masculine, how the masculine was and how the masculine is supposed to be middle of the week. So it's been just so many, the King of Pentacles, like over and over again, the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. It was all over the weekly, the September 1st readings. It's been all over other people's readings, because we've been learning how to shoot that fire, properly shoot that fire, but shoot the fire that is not an attack, plain and simple. The fires of transmutation that is my Seraphim family that's watching this message. Okay, so that's what's coming through right now. The old is gone. Like I said, these dragons are coming in. These aspects are returning, and aspects that you've never been in a highly evolved state to even have incorporated into a physical matrix are coming to us right now, my family. And it's because of what's about to happen. And it's not anything bad. It's not anything bad, because we just keep easily winning. We keep easily seeing the BS narrative that these things try to create. These things try to create. That didn't. Oh, the wave didn't work, Clark. The wave didn't work. All right, how about try a zombie apocalypse? Oh, that didn't work either. How about the volcano? Are they buying the volcano? No. All right, let's try a food shortage. Yeah, have them go out and buy big bags of rice and big bags of beans, and have them get solar powered generators. If you guys are falling for this stuff, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. Go sit outside and meditate and ground your feet. Like these tricks trying to happen over and over again. Like when I see people actually falling for them, I just like with love. It's a loving clap. It's a loving clap. But this is an offering from Spirit. This is an offering. I'm not. If you bought the solar power generator, you have a big bag of rice, or you still have mountains of toilet paper from 2019. I love you so much. I'm not really going to give you a little. You've probably slapped yourself hard enough already. These are tests. As long as we don't fail the same test more than once. But we're not able to do these things. We're not able to make these mistakes. Carolyn's here. We're not able to do these things anymore, my family. Or at least I'm not. The level of responsibility that's being asked of me, Ganesha, it's not allowed. So how is your sword? Where is your sword? How are you fine-tuning your sword? We basically have this magical ability and this governor that we used to have on our soul, this governor that we used to have on our physical, this governor that we used to have on our mental is gone. And people out there are still living life like the governor exists. They're like, well, I'm just going to go 105 because the second I go 110, boom, the car kicks back and I slow down. And that governor is gone, my family, I promise you. And I see this in this reading. I see this as this death of the old, but people don't realize it's dead. And trying to go back to the way it was, I don't know what's going to happen. I guess someone's going to have to come back to this video and let me know what's taking place in their reality. Okay, now we go here. This is basically blending together. We're seeing the old masculine and the new masculine basically not existing anymore because this is dead, like it says. And then we see this here, the lovers. So this is the new masculine, okay? The new masculine is the masculine sitting and knowing their magic, and using their magic with love. The old masculine was swords, phallic-shaped symbols, rocket ships, and gunpowder. Blow it up and make it shaped like a wiener, Clark. Hold your breath for 5 minutes, please, any of you. Not you guys watching. Those things that I'm speaking of right now. These things that were hurting women and hurting the feminine and attempting to hurt the feminine, and we're attempting to have you at home choose a reality where we would forget again. We're here, we remember, we made it, my family. We're through those gates. That trumpet has been blown. That seventh seal has been broken. And that's what I'm seeing right here. I'm seeing the inner child. I'm seeing the soul family. And I'm seeing us doing a massive healing together. That's the message from Other Dimensional Versions, is there's some sort of great soul retrieval session that we're all doing together. I honestly need to tune in on this. So after we finish this, maybe I'll have that answer for Patron in a few minutes. There's an offering from Spirit. There's an offering for us all to work together. The inner child, the masculine, the feminine, our entire soul family, to really do some healing that we all can see. That everybody can see. Because what are we seeing? We're seeing that these people in our lives that if you asked us 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whenever you woke up 2 years ago, we didn't think that these other people had the opportunity. At least I didn't. I would have put, like, if you had me write a list and be like, who's going to ascend first? I'm noticing that the middle of the list is ascending, and the people at the top of the list, I'm like, where are you going? Like, what are you doing? Why are you being negative? Why are you allowing yourself to be sad? Why are you allowing yourself to believe that the people and the help and the resources and the needs that you think you need, that you want, are coming from outside sources when they come from within? And I know that some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And this is a problem. And that is, to me, almost scary. It's almost scary. It's almost scary when I see my ascended family member and they can't tell when somebody's possessed. It's almost scary to me when I see somebody doing these things and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I know you can see. I know you can feel. Why are these things in your reality still? We have a job to do, my family. We have a job to do. And I can see parts of that job, or the job right here. And I'm excited to tune in on this more. Is there anything else? No, I think that'll do it. CrystalCurrent.com for your energy tools, Galactic Tower to book a session, and SedonaStarseed.com to come out to Sedona November 19th, 20th, and 21st and have a grand old time. I love you all so freaking much. I hope this message helped and assisted, or maybe ruffled some feathers to unleash some more of your own power, because we need you, my family. Some of the people that are sitting behind the scenes and stay quiet, your souls, your higher galactic souls are screaming at me. And that's why I sometimes am being a little fierce, if you will, with the physical, and saying, like, you can't say that anymore. Like, we all need to work together. And that's how you create a village. Like, there's all these different people in the village. So we need all these different aspects. And some of the aspects are still waiting. And it is not time to wait anymore. And you'll see. Just if you feel this calling, if you feel what your brother is saying, then try it, and you will see more miracles. And you will see more abundance, and you will just randomly. I just gotta check. You know, the whole, like, even though she's a born again Christian, the whole, like, Doreen virtue, like, don't manifest bills coming in the mail, manifest abundance coming in the mail. I just randomly, when I always have to, like, pay in on my taxes, I just got like a $1,200 check from the government. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying that the belief structures that you have, my family, are creating tomorrow. So just be very vigilant about the tomorrow that you're creating, and know that your family could maybe use your specialty, because there's something you're the best at. There's something you're the best at that nobody else can do as good as you. And that's it. I love you all so freaking much. I'll see you soon. Thank you for being here. Cheers. Love you.